All right, so I got the comma 4 finally, and I'm ready to install it to replace my comma 3X. The packing was pretty cool. I've already gone through and taken everything out of its little packages. There is this OBD2 cable. There is a USB-C cable. There's 2 of the windshield mounts. Your unique identifier number if you were one of the first 2,000 orders, so I'm number 219. And an alcohol wipe. So I already have the OBD2 cable. This is an optional step to keep it powered on even when the vehicle is off. This is much better than the original version that I had with the 3X, which I believe, if I recall correctly, was like a 3D printed version. This looks like it's injection molded, which is way nicer. But I'm going to leave mine in there because I've already run it and there's no reason to run another one. This, however, the USB cable, my understanding is the existing USB-C cable that runs from the ADAS unit to the comma 3 will not fit this. It's got a 90-degree angle that won't work with this. So I'm expecting to have to replace this, but I'll check it out. And then, of course, this is the unit itself. Very nicely presented in this box. I think it's kind of cool. Big, massive fan right there. So yeah, I'm excited to get this installed. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, so I'm not going to go through the entire install. I've done a video on the comma 3X. Everything is largely the same, except obviously the form factor of the device is different. So you can go look at that video. I'll put a link in the description of this video to go find it easily. But this is the comma 3X. It's massive in comparison. Wow, that's a huge difference. Of course, you're losing a lot of display, which is going to be something that is going to be interesting to get used to. But yeah, still has the driver monitor camera, a really small display, and looks like 2 different cameras for front facing, a wide and a normal. And unfortunately, the mounting bracket is just slightly different. It doesn't look like I would just be able to slide this in to the existing bracket. That would have been way nice. But yeah, it's different. So as a matter of fact, I guess I can validate that by seeing if, yeah, it's very different mounting bracket. So thus, I am forced to replace the mounting bracket. It would have been super cool if they just used the same form factor. I don't know why they changed it. It would have been so much easier just to pop the comma 3 off and slip that on. But alas, such is life. And of course, what I mentioned before is whether or not this would actually fit. And yeah, it's too deep for this 90. So even though I need to replace this bracket, I've already gone through the trouble of finding the center point of this and getting it properly mounted. So rather than just pulling this off and starting from scratch, I'm going to put a piece of tape on the other side and basically mark around this bracket so I know where it was. And that way, when I put the new bracket on, I can put it back in the middle. It may vary up and down depending on visibility. But yeah, I think I'm going to put some tape up there first. All right, I'm going to try and use this tape to mark the top. There is the top. And then I will mark my center point. 1 1/4 is my center line. All right, I've got to be careful about removing this because I've got tinted windshield and I don't want to mess up my tint underneath here. I'm going to use a piece of fishing line to saw this down. You can see my center line mark. I got it pretty close. All right. So that should come off. And then now I can roll this away. This might take me a little while. So I'll work on this and then I'll get back to you. All right, so I'm just looking to see if I do mount this at the edge of the tape, is that a good place? Or I could actually maybe go a little higher. But I need to make sure I have room for the USB cable, which now might be best to come out the bottom and straight in. So 12. The other thing is you need enough room to be able to take it off. That's barely enough room. All right, so I'm going to put it in the same exact location. Same exact location. And that way I can barely, yeah, that'll work. All right. So I'm going to leave that. One of the things that they highlight now is you don't have to let it cure. Used to be you had to let it cure for 48 hours, and that drove everybody crazy. So they must have got a better VHB tape that has an instant cure. All right, new amount up. Tape can go. Now I'm going to work on replacing this USB cable. This happens. This whole thing slides down. There we go. And then this cable will come out. So I did not need a vehicle adapter because I already have one. So just FYI, there's no need to buy the adapter if you have one. So, all right. That can go in there. Then I think this can come out the bottom now. So 12th one from this end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think these two. All right, so I just basically cut out 2 of those to allow USB-C cable to come through. I'm going to mount that. I'm going to plug this in. And then yeah, perfect. Once it's latched in the top, the bottom just clips into place. There we go. This can go back in, clip in. All right, so now it says start. Let's press start. Slide to use OpenPilot, slide to use custom software. So I've been using mostly SunnyPilot lately. It's usually between SunnyPilot and FrogPilot. My understanding is neither of those are fully ready yet for the comma 4. So I'm going to go ahead and use OpenPilot first. So I'm going to connect to CPO GT, which is my car. It's going to ask me for the password. So the key to this keyboard is to scroll with your finger and then let go when you're on the correct letter. All right, connected to my car's Wi-Fi, which is a cellular network through T-Mobile. Okay, so pull down to go back. You can barely see it. It's downloading, installing. All right, it took a little while. It took a few minutes to do the install. Now it's switched to finishing setup. There was a percentage indicator down at the bottom, but it was very hard to see. So accept terms. Yep. Continue. Driver monitoring. Fill the circle. Rotating my head around. There we go. You want to upload driver camera data? No, I never do that. So open pilot. Calibrating. Okay, calibration time. I guess I'll do this. This is exactly the same process, I'm assuming, as calibrating the comma 3X. You just drive around above 15 miles an hour, and as long as you're on a straightaway, it will calibrate. It doesn't calibrate when you're turning. So I just did the calibration. I'm going to go ahead and pair it so that it's got my stuff. So there's a pair to comma.ai. I'm going to go in my browser to comma.ai, open up my camera in there, and it successfully paired it. It's definitely going to take me a while to get used to this small interface, but I'll figure it out. See ya.